We are going to report about the feasibility study regarding on turkey rearing. For the chapter 1, it includes the background of the study. So, turkey farming is the process of raising turkeys for the purpose of producing meat or eggs for food or money. Domestic birds such as turkeys, chickens, ducks, and quail contribute nutritionally and economically to any country. Turkeys are kept or reared for meat purposes. Their meat is recognized as the leanest of all poultry species. Additionally, they are consumed by almost every country across the globe. Turkey rearing may also be complex, especially if you start with a day-old chick. The day-olds are usually housed in a brooder house for around 5 weeks at room temperature. During this time, they grow and mature. They need sufficient space. For the best management, the birds are segregated into distinct houses. Females mature at a slower rate than males and are housed together. Fast-growing guys are housed in a separate building. So turkey grows faster like broiler chickens. They become suitable for slaughter purpose within a very short period of time. Turkey farming for meat production is very popular than egg production from turkey. This is because there is high demand for the meat. Furthermore, some persons keep turkey as pet in their homes. Turkeys are the fastest growing and one of the most popular fowls on the market. Many individuals prefer turkey meat to any other type of meat at any time of day, especially those who no longer have the power to grind and tear goat meat, cow meat, and other types of meat. So let's proceed to the objectives of this study. This study aimed to facilitate the distribution of turkey meat, eggs, and related products for customers' consumption, retailers, and other food service institutions in order to meet their needs. So, significantly, this study wants to attain the following. First, to expand turkey rearing in our community after a few years. B, second, to provide good and high quality turkey products. Third, to be the leading turkey farm and its product in La Union and other neighboring town. Fourth, to increase the supply of turkey products in our community. And the last one is to aid the development of the community through the location of the farm.
So today I'll be discussing chapter 2 on the simple feasibility study of turkey production or turkey rearing. So chapter 2 composed of the industry profile, the products, demand and supply, and the SWOT analysis. So first, industry profile. In industry profile, we'll be talking mostly about the statistics of turkey production in the United States. So, turkey production is scattered all over the world, but United States is the largest producer and exporter of turkey products. According to the USDA, turkey production in 2016 was under 7.5 billion pounds, which increased drastically from 2015, which had nearly 5 million pounds, and the total value of turkeys produced during 2016 cost more than $6 billion, up nearly $5 million since 2015. So the table below shows the statistics of turkey production through the recent years in the United States. So in 2016, the value of turkey production cost $6.18 billion. In 2017, it's $4.87 billion. In 2018, it's $3.79 billion. In 2019, $4.32 billion. In 2020, it's $5.19 billion. So in the next column is the turkey meat production. So this is how much pounds of turkey meat are produced on the indicated year. So in 2016 and in 2017, the turkey meats produced are 5.98 billion pounds in both 2016 and 2017, and in 2018 it's 5.88 billion pounds. In 2019 it's 5.82 billion pounds. In 2020 it's 5.74 billion pounds. In 2021 it's 4.61 billion pounds. So the value of turkey production data, so this table, are reported annually in the National Agricultural Statistics Service (NASS) Poultry Production and Value Report. So this is the another table on the value of turkey production. So another table. So this table shows the consumption of consumption statistics of turkeys in the United States. So in 2016, the domestic use of turkey was 5.38 billion pounds. In 2017, it's 5.35 billion pounds. In 2018, 5.29 billion pounds. In 2019, it's 5.26 billion pounds. In 2020, 5.20 billion pounds. In 2021, 5.10 billion pounds. So, turkey disappearance per capita on the next column, 16.7 pounds in 2016. 2017, 16.5 pounds. In 2018, it's 16.2 pounds. In 2019, 16 pounds. In 2020, 5.8 pounds. In 2021, 15.5 pounds. So, as you can see on both columns, they are both decreasing as years go by. So, next table, the trade statistics of meat exports in the United States are as follows. So, in 2016, the turkey meat exports is 5.98 million pounds. In 2017, 622 million pounds. In 2018, 611 million pounds. In 2019, 639 million pounds. In 2020, 5.17 million pounds. And in 2021, it's 566 million pounds. So the recent data and projections are reported in the World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report. So the global stocks, the turkey global stocks. At the end of 2010, total number of turkey stocks in the world amounted to approximately 450 million heads. Average growth rate of turkey stocks was 1.6% annually for period between 2008 and 2010. Approximately 50% of the turkey stocks were in the USA, and other leading countries have fewer than 10% of turkey global products. So, as you can see on the pie, 54% is in the United States, 7% in Chile, in 5% on Italy, France, and Brazil, and 24% on other countries. So this data is in on 2010. Most turkeys marketed whole are grade A. To the greatest extent possible, grades B and C and low price parts are utilized in further processing. In 2021, the approximate price range for Philippine turkey meat is between 2.83 US dollars and 4 US dollars per kilogram, or between 1.28 US dollars and 1.81 US dollars per pound. Whilst the selling price in Middle East is 2.7 dollars per kilogram, and the selling price in Georgia is $3.4 per kilogram. In 2020, the retail price per pound of turkey meat is $1.64. So next is demand and supply. So in demand and supply, we'll also be seeing a lot of tables like this, and we'll also be discussing of a lot of statistics. So turkey meat products have a stable demand in North America, but levels of capita per consumption is different from country to country. Turkey meat consumption is largely determined by the level of income per capita of the population and seasonality, for example, during holidays. Thus, countries with high living standards traditionally have higher capita consumption of turkey meat. On the other hand, increasing popularity of Western diet in Asia and higher attention for lower fat intake have led to a significant increase in production and consumption of turkey meat across the world over the last decade. So, the table below shows the percentage of the global figure of turkey meat consumption. The US alone dominated global turkey consumption at approximately 41% of the global figure. In terms of turkey meat consumption, the US was followed by Brazil at 8.1%, Germany at 8%, France at 5.5%, Italy by 4.4%, Russia 3.7%, Spain 3%, Mexico 2.8%, the UK 2.7%, Canada 2.3%, Israel 1.5%, Chile 1.4%, and Tunisia 1.2%. So, the highest annual growth of turkey meat production from 2007 to 2016 were recorded in Spain with 12.2% per year, Russia with 8.5%, and Brazil with 5.4% per year. Brazil, Russia, and Spain strengthened their shares in terms of global turkey meat consumption by 2% points each year from 2007 to 2016. In contrast, the US shares 4 percentage points, France 2 percentage points declined over the period. Among the leading consuming countries, high levels of per capita consumption were recorded in Israel at 11.5 kilogram per year in 2016 and the US 7.8 kilogram per year, which is significantly higher than the world average of zero point 0.8 kilogram per year. Consequently, in these countries, per capita consumption declined slightly from 2007 to 2016. So this table shows the data of the largest supplier of turkey meat in 2016. So the US supplied about 216,000 tons, followed by Poland 172,000 tons, Germany 109,000 tons, Brazil 94,000 tons, France 81,000 tons, Italy 71,000 tons, were mainly the global supplier of turkey meat with a combined share of 73% of global exports. Poland and Spain were the fastest growing suppliers among the major suppliers from 2007 to 2016. So this table shows the countries with largest imports of turkey meat. The volume of global imports totaled 990 million tons, equating $2,481 million in 2016. In the same year, Mexico at 157,000 tons and Germany 117,000 tons constituted the largest importers of turkey meat. This was followed by Benin at 49,000 tons, Belgium 44,000 tons, Spain 43,000 tons, UK 39,000 tons, and Australia at 37,000 tons. All these countries altogether comprised 44% of the global imports. So the next table shows the percentage of global imports. Benin at 7.4% per year, the UK 3.8% per year, Germany 3.4% per year, and Spain 3.2% per year gained the highest annual growth rates from 2007 to 2016, while imports to Mexico contracted by less than 2.2% annually over the same period. Therefore, the share of Mexico contracted from 20% in 2007 to 16% in 2016, while the shares in Germany 3 percentage points and Benin 2 percentage points increased. The shares of other countries remained relatively stable throughout the analyzed period. So, next is the SWOT analysis of the turkey production or turkey rearing business. So, the strengths: good farming conditions, professional management and staff, the prices, automated technologies and quality assurance systems, exceptional organic production inputs and feed, government support, globally recognized breed selection, availability of alternative feed, control and periodic treatment of existing stock, closeness to port. So, weaknesses: new entrant, or these are commonly problems of startup businesses. Short shelf life of products, absent of distribution channels, partial dependence on imported supply, no control over prices in export markets, lack of an established reputation, difficulty getting shelf space in export market stores, and positioning issues in export market. So the opportunities are growing population in export markets, increase in purchasing power of export market population, increasing dietary consciousness worldwide, the lack of local producers, regulatory favorable environment, preemptive more advantage in the local market and demand generation, possibility of direct marketing to final consumer in local market, new technology websites plus space for sales, more valued products is equal to trend for more processed food. So the threats are global commodity price fluctuations, mass mortality of birds due to an infectious disease or diseases, agricultural and climate risks, new competitors and increasing competition in export markets, target regulation changes, decrease in margins or price pressure, religious and cultural perceptions in export markets. So that concludes my report on chapter 2.
Chapter 3: Equipment Use. The equipment include heater, incubator, debeaker, drinkers, feeders, nest box, brooder, fourth-wheeler truck, and waste disposal system. Project location and site. The location of our project is within the geographical area of Barangay Villa, Rosario, La Union. This is a rural area in the process of being developed, which will allow for a commercial boom, and it will benefit all stakeholders and general public. Land and building. The proposed project would begin on private held land, with the existing structure being renovated. The type of housing we build is stone-yard housing. Floor plan. The stone-yard rearing house, which you can build in your own backyards depending on the size of the turkey production. This is a design that we have come up with. The size of the closed farmhouse is 15 by 15 feet, while the open stone-yard is 15 by 30 feet, with the combination of 15 by 45 feet, and the height of the fence is about 6 feet. Materials used for building stone-yard housing includes hardwood, cedar wood, coarse spun roofing, wire fence, steel pipe, stones, and large rocks. Capital. The project is to be financed by intermediate terms loans of 2 million pesos in Banco de Oro. The repayment of term loan will spread over a period of 3 years after a moratorium of 6 months. Waste disposal. Regardless of flock size, the byproducts of poultry production can be valuable if properly handled and recycled. However, if not adequately managed or recycled, they can include harmful components, chemicals, vectors for insects and rodents, and infectious germs. Utilities: hardwood, cedarwood, coarse spun roofing, wire fence, steel pipe, stones, and large rocks.
Personal requirements. General Farm Manager, responsible for planning, management, and coordinating all farm activities across the various sections on behalf of the organization. Supervise other section manager. Ensure compliance during project execution. Provide advice on the management of turkey farming activities across all sections. Responsible for carrying out risk assessment. Use IT system and software to keep track of people and progress of the growth of turkey and chicken in our poultry farm. Responsible for overseeing the accounting, costing, and sale of poultry farm produce. Represent the organization's interests at various stakeholders meeting. Ensures that the desired outcome of farming is attained, that the most efficient resources, manpower, equipment, tools, and chemicals are used, and that the many interests involved and fulfilled. Responsible for the organization's financial reporting, budgeting, and financial statements. In charge of the accounting, costing, and selling of poultry farm products. Human Resources and Admin Manager, responsible for overseeing the smooth running of HR and administrative tasks for the organization. Updates job knowledge by participating in educational opportunities, reading professional publications, maintaining personal network, participating in the professional organizations. Enhance department and organization's reputation by accepting ownership for accomplishing new and different requests. Exploring opportunities to add value to job accomplishment. Defines job position for recruitment and managing interviews process. Carries out staff induction for new teams member. Responsible for training, evaluation, and assessment of employees. Oversees the smooth running of the daily office. 6 workers and 1 supervisor. Field workers and contract staff. Responsible for daily collection of eggs. Responsible for feeding turkeys and chicken as instructed by the supervisors. Responsible for cleaning the poultry and the entire environment. Changes the water of the turkey and chicken as instructed by the supervisor on a regular basis. Handles poultry farm implement and machines as instructed by the section manager or supervisor. Assist in handling the turkey and chickens. Carry out tasks in line with the started job description. Assist in transport working tool and equipment from the poultry farm and back to the designated storeroom. Handles any out duties as assigned by the line manager. Qualification required. Secure the land you'll need. You'll need to allow these birds some freedom to wander if you want to provide a product that people will want to eat. You'll also need a space for them to roost, as well as equipment to assist with the raising of turkey chick and feed to supplement their grazing diet. If you don't already own land, you might need to lease some. To keep your business internship legitimate, check zoning restriction before placing your turkey on the land. Bring in the turkeys. It's time to bring in the baby bird once you've secured your facilities. Taking care of the young turkey and raising them to adulthood is easier than attempting to relocate mature birds to your property. The turkey you rear will have a lower chance of escaping. A common rule of thumb for roasting is that for every bird you're rearing, you'll need roughly 1 square foot of space. Find a local veterinarian. Antibiotics are usually included in turkey feed when you purchase it. If you're attempting to produce organic turkey, you won't be able to use this feed. If your bird become unwell, you will need a veterinarian on standby to limit the harm they might inflict. To stop the spread of avian flu, all it takes is one outbreak to isolate and kill an entire flock of turkey. Be prepared for plenty of chores. Clean and draft-free environment are ideal for turkey. In most cases, especially if you are rearing a lot of bird, you'll need to wipe out the roots at least once a day to keep those birds healthy. You'll be cleaning out a lot of cage, removing a lot of rust, and avoiding a lot of draft for at least 22 weeks.
Next is the chapter 5, which is the financial study. We have here the financial analysis and the capital cost of the project. So, the total cost of the project implementation program is estimated at 2 million pesos. So, as we all know that when we're going to start up a business, it will really cost you a lot because of course you have to consider so many things in implementing your program or your business. So we have here the land and the building. So for this, it is a private owned, but we've planned to renovate the building that will be going to cost or amounted to 50,000 pesos. And as for the equipment, a sum of 500,000 pesos has been earmarked for their procurement, and their cost of installation is about 20,000 pesos. And as for the vehicle, the farm planned for getting a truck for purchasing of turkey and its products at 200,000 pesos. And for the purchasing of turkey, the farm plans to start off with a total of 50 turkeys which cost 1,000 pesos per turkey, and this gives a sum of 50,000 pesos. So next is the preliminary and pre-operation expenses that is amounted or sum up to 700,000 pesos. So as for the operational expenses such as vaccination, medication, water supply, buying of feeds, payment of salary of the workers, payment of electricity bills, and the payment for disinfecting the building. So all in all, it is amounted to 700,000 pesos. And we have also here the contingency fund, which is 100,000 pesos. And the physical and price contingencies cover price fluctuations and also adverse weather condition. Next is the financing arrangement. So, just like what I've said a while ago, that the total cost of the project is about 2 million pesos. So, this amount, we've borrowed it from Banco de Oro, and the borrower is named to Mr. Carlo Cabunita for the purpose of to finance the establishment of turkey farm to be located at Barangay Villa Rosario, La Union. As for the type, it is an intermediate term loan, and for the term, it is about 3 years. So for this one, we have here the table for the cost and revenues in our first year operation. So as for our fixed capital expenditure, we have here the renovation of the building, which is amounted to 50,000 pesos. The truck is amounted to 200,000 pesos, and for the equipment and installation, it is 520,000 pesos. All in all, 770,000 pesos. So as for our operating expenses, we have here our stock, which is the 50 turkeys. That is amounted to 50,000 pesos. The labors for the 5 workers is 300,000 pesos. The maintenance of the vehicle, of course, we've allotted 40,000 pesos, and for the feed, we have allotted 200,000 pesos, and for the vaccination and medication, we've allotted 40,000 pesos for a total of 630,000 pesos. Next is the summary of cost. So for our fixed capital, again, we have 770,000 pesos and 630,000 pesos for our operating expenses for a total of 1,400,000 pesos. So for our revenue, we have a sales of 15 turkeys at the end of the first 3 months at 3,000 each for a total of 45,000 pesos. So if we'll be going to subtract our revenue to this total summary of cost of fixed capital and operating expenses, it will give us a negative amount because of course our revenue is lesser than the total summary of cost.
Financial table conclusion. With a break-even turnover of 2 million pesos and a payback period of 3 years, the project is practical, viable, and profitable. We believe that the project will succeed if our terms of good quality and the organization is well managed.
It will also create jobs and enhance the supply of turkey products in the area, as well as nearby towns and villages. Project evaluation. The project's technical feasibility, economic desirability, and financial viability have all been thoroughly examined. There have also been attempts to offer the necessary information for obtaining project funding to assist management, a timeline for implementation and distribution of funds, as well as proper financing plan were created. To determine the project's economic justification, it was also evaluated in terms of cost, financial requirements, returns, and profitability. Following the review and analysis, the following conclusions were reached. There is a plan to place enlist technically qualified personnel and provide high quality service. Second, the project's creation is appropriate given the high concentration of potential clients in the area. Third, the farm layout has been designed to ensure a more efficient supply of turkeys and simple access to the farm due to its proximity to the market. Then fourth, the project will be able to pay off its debts. Then fifth, the project's financial benefit or profits are quite appealing. Sixth, the initiative will provide a fluctuating supply of employment. Then lastly, it will lead to the acquisition of technical skills and improve the nation's socio-economic well-being because it is a low-cost source of protein which is necessary for body development. Conclusion. If our commodities are of good quality and the organization is completely managed, we feel that the project will succeed. It will also increase the supply of turkey and turkey products in the surrounding area, as well as nearby cities and villages. Considering the aforementioned, the project has been determined to be technically feasible, financially viable, and economically desirable. As a result, investors and stockholders are enthusiastic about it. Recommendations. The interaction of a fault with its surroundings affects its performance. Birds with strong start have a far better chance of finishing strong. Because young birds are more susceptible to infections than adult birds, and diseases can move from one flock to another. The success of the flock may be decided by how thoroughly the home was cleansed and disinfected before the new flock arrives. Integrators usually provide cleaning and disinfection procedures, which will be followed to the letter. If no such rule exists, it is advised to follow these cleanup measures. First, determine how and when to use a suitable insecticide to eradicate litter beetles. Number 2, remove anything you can from the bird's house. Number 3, clean and disinfect the equipment before keeping it in a sunny location. The fourth one, clear all the waste from the house. Then fifth, a proper maintenance of the entire house is essential. It must be thoroughly cleaned. And sixth, after disinfecting the house, allow it to dry thoroughly. Then the last one, return the equipments to the residents in the bird's house. Brooding. Warming the litter, not only the air temperature, and preventing poult cooling requires lighting brooders 24 to 48 hours before poult arrive. The poult's activity level decreases when the floor is chilly, and it is less likely to actively seek out food or water. Naturally, ample feed and water must be always available, and the integrator recommendations for the number of feeders and drinkers per brooder or brooder ring must be followed. The poults must be able to easily migrate from the heat source to the ring's edge. Therefore, feeders and drinkers must be positioned within the ring. The potential of stacking within the ring will be reduced or eliminated as a result of this. Poults will not eat or drink feed uh, or water that is excessively hot. Thus, feeders and drinkers should not be put directly beneath or too close to the brooder. A brooder stove's height varies depending on the type and integrator standards. Lighting must be appropriate and uniformed to avoid the occurrence of shadows, which might frighten poults and perhaps cause piling because poults are easily scared and they panic easily. Prevention and control of disease. Turkeys today are bred for growth, not for biological warfare. While the bird can reallocate body sources to treat sickness, this usually results in reduction in growth, activity, and defenses. Producers should make every effort to follow the recommendations of integrator, technical service specialists for management settings that limit disease risks and allow birds to fulfill their genetic potential. Part of this effort should include a good biosecurity program that keeps uninvited visitors off the farm. In the turkey industry, the deleterious effects of ammonia on poultry health are well known. According to study, high levels of ammonia can increase ursiculitis and feed conversions, as well as reduce performance and profitability. When the ammonia level in the air exceeds 10 ppm, the turkey's ability to fight respiratory illness is damaged. Then ammonia producing bacteria need at least 30% moisture in the litter to flourish, and their growth speeds up as moisture level climbs up from 30% to 40%. It's exceedingly difficult to keep moisture levels below 30% throughout the life of a flock without spending a lot of money on ventilation and heating or using low bird densities. Proper drinker management, on the other hand, will reduce total water leakage and hence reduce total moisture in the turkey's house, as well as lower ammonia production in the litter. Ventilation. Turkeys, like their caregivers, are living creatures who require adequate amounts of high quality air to breathe. Because of the anatomic design of their respiratory system, birds are especially sensitive to air quality, particularly ammonia and dust. The main motivations for ventilating are to: first, check to see if you have enough oxygen, and then next, remove potentially hazardous gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon oxide, and ammonia. Keep the amount of moisture in the structures under control. The example, the humidity. And then the fourth one, the temperature regulation. And lastly, to remove the particles of dust and thunder. Natural or power ventilation are two options for turkey house ventilation. For producers, natural ventilation entails employing the curtains and indoors as well as natural wind conditions to move air through the turkey's house. Even a modest breeze allows a large amount of air to be blown around the structure in a short period of time, while using no electricity because fans are not utilized. Natural ventilation, on the other hand, allows producers little control over how their homes are ventilated. It's difficult to keep the temperature and ventilation in the house under control. The problem is made worse by changes in wind speed and direction, as well as the temperature of the outside air. Turkeys exposed to the natural wind may become overheated or chilled as a result of insufficient or excessive ventilation. With power ventilation, producers can efficiently circulate a consistent amount of air over a specific time period, and the fan run length may be adjusted to control humidity and temperature inside the turkey's house. To transfer hot airway from the ceiling and into the rest of the home, steering or recirculation of fans can be used. It's crucial to understand that the difference between air exchange and air movement. Air movement refers to the use of circulation fans to move inside air to the outside and outside air to the interior of the turkey house. Whereas air exchange refers to the use of circulation fans to move inside air to the outside and outside air to the inside of the turkey house. Cubic feet per minute is the unit of measurement for the air exchange. Proper statistic pressure is also important for a power ventilating turkey house. Statistic pressure is the negative pressure created in the turkey house when the exhaust fans are running. As the statistic pressure rises, the air velocity entering the house increases. According to a simple rule of thumb, each zero point 0.5 inches of statistic pressure plus airs around 12 feet. Statistic pressure in turkey buildings should be maintained zero point 0.3 inches or 0.10 inches. If I'm sorry, feet, 0.3 feet and 0.10 feet. If statistic pressure is too low, cold air will not mix with warm air and will fall to the floor, causing a cold spot that birds will avoid.